is outside the Bombardier plant in Derby now. Anthony, I suspect the mood there must be pretty grim.
Absolutely. They were bracing themselves for bad news following the announcement that they'd lost the Thames Link bid to Siemens, but I don't think many people really appreciated just how bad that news was likely to be. Just shy of 1,000 contract agency staff earmarked for redundancy, and crucially for the business here, they also say that almost 500 core members of staff, that's highly skilled engineers, designers, people who go out to tender for those big contracts, they're caught up in this as well. And the big concern is the sort of impact that losing those key members of staff, very difficult to obtain, take ages to train, they tell me, what impact that will have on the future of this site. Of course, the job losses here will be felt much further away than the factory gates, because there's a whole infrastructure around this county and across the East Midlands connected to the railways. And joining me now is George Cowcher, who's the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce for Derbyshire and Nottinghamshire. As I said, a lot more jobs than just here at Bombardier were resting on that Thameslink contract, and today's announcement really does sound out just how bad things are.
We have here in Derby and surrounds the biggest rail hub in the whole of Europe, but a crucial part of that is clearly having primary manufacture with the Bombardier plant. Any reduction in the Bombardier plant will be felt by all of the other supply chain, design houses and other organisations which rely so much on the work here.
And a reduction of this magnitude, and we're told also that come September there will be just one production line open here, and that's only really in action until 2014 with nothing else on the horizon. I mean, that really does spell disaster, doesn't it?
It's very serious, and it's something that we're all going to have to work very hard on, trying to get new work and new orders into this area. It's just absolutely amazing that the government's procurement process could be so crassly stupid about saying best value for taxpayers purely on the contract, but forgetting about the devastation that decision is actually making on a place like Derby.
Now, Bombardier's management here this morning were quite clear. They don't believe that this would have happened in France or Germany, anywhere else in Europe, that a contract of this size would have been awarded to an overseas company.
No, we're victims here of London civil servants that haven't got any empathy at all with British business whatsoever, who like to devise their own rules and then hide behind EU procurement rules which don't exist in Germany, France, Spain, any of our other competitors. It's London basically looking after itself.
And talking about those supply companies, you've no doubt been out and about talking to them. What are they telling you about their plans in connection with Bombardier and Derbyshire?
Well, already talking to some of the supply companies, some of them saying, actually, we will no longer be investing here in the UK. Clearly, Germany is where we need to invest for the future. So it means that for future investment in this country, a decision like this has really very serious implications. We've seen so many industries from the UK disappear, largely through government meddling or government bad procurement. And here's another example of it. Really, really bad news.
OK, George Cowcher from the Derbyshire and Nottinghamshire Chamber of Commerce. Clearly a huge amount of concern about what's happening here at Bombardier, but also in the wider community, those network of companies that make up the supply chain for the rail industry around Derbyshire. We're talking of just over 100 separate companies employing around about 12,000 people. So a significant impact will be felt from today's decision.
OK, that's Anthony Bartram in Derby for us. Thank you.
The government has announced a series of exercises to test the security preparations for the London 2012 Olympic and Paralympic Games. The Home Secretary says that with a year to go, nothing is being left to chance in the security plan.
The Olympic Games planning that we've been doing is planned on the basis of a severe threat level. That is the national threat level at the moment, a severe threat level that we have nationally.